Hi kids and hi teachers. My name is Gregory Brown, and I'm the author of The Great Rhyme Travel Machine Presents Saving Planet Earth. And I'm here to talk with you about the book and maybe answer a few questions about the story and also myself. I'm starting out here in a park because I can see the trees and I can breathe in the fresh air, and we don't want to lose those things. And this script that you're going to read is teaching you how to save these things for the people of our planet. When I am writing at home, I get lots of help from my kitties, and this is Gracie. She thinks she's the writer in the family. In fact, she sometimes hops up on my keyboard when I'm trying to complete a rhyme travel story, and she even popped 2 keys off of my laptop here, so I have to watch her very closely. But I guess you could say she's a little inspiration. Gracie. Oh, Gracie.
Did you like to read when you were a kid?
I like to read, but I didn't feel like I was very good at reading. I never thought that I was a good reader. And I guess that's why it's important to me as a grown-up to help kids read. I am a reading teacher now, so that's very fulfilling for me as a person.
That's pretty cool, Mr. Brown.
How old were you when you first discovered that you enjoyed writing?
Oh, I was probably 8 years old when I discovered that I could write. But it was small things. It was nothing major. I remember I had a teacher who gave an assignment in class, and she said, "Class, I want you to write a poem that shows how you feel about something." And I thought, oh my, can I do this? And I sat down with my pencil at my desk and I scribbled something down. And the teacher went around the class and had everybody read their poem. And I was very shy when I was a kid and was kind of dreading when it was going to be my turn. But when she got to me, I stood up and I read the few lines I had written. And then I sat back down and I thought, oh, I wonder if anyone even heard me. And the teacher jumped straight up in the air out of her desk and she said, "Wow." She said, "I like that. I could really feel the things you were feeling." And the class suddenly woke up and they all gave me a little bit of applause. And it was really the first time in my life that I had felt like, gee, I did something really good. And that feeling stuck with me. And the rest of my educational life in school, I would write little things here and there. And but it all started with that teacher making a big deal out of a little something that I had done.
Did you have any favorite books when you were a kid?
I loved a show called Captain Kangaroo. And Captain Kangaroo was the host of his own kids show, and he would always read children's books on that show. And I think that really got me hooked on books, was watching him read those books in front of the camera. He would take a picture book and he would open up the book and he would turn the pages and he would read the story, and I would look at the pictures, and I thought it was the coolest thing. I thought, wow, stories in books are fun. And so when I would see him read a book on his show, it would make me want to go to the library to get that same book. One of my favorite books that he read that is still one of my faves of all times is Stone Soup. And I still read that book to my students at school, but that was one of my favorite books growing up.
How did you come up with the idea for the rhyme travel stories?
That idea came from a school project. My principal at my school wanted to have something special for Black History Month, and different teachers were doing different things, and I was asked if I would help and write a little play or a little skit to go along with the activities. And I started to think, what could I do that could bring the historic past into the present? And I laid out the foundation for the Rhyme Travel Machine. We did build one at our school for that special project, because we did a rhyme travel play on stage, and ours was made of a cardboard refrigerator box, just like in the rhyme travel books that you're reading, and it was covered in tin foil, and we took spools, big giant spools for the buttons, and covered them with glitter, so everything was very shiny. And I don't know what happened to that rhyme machine. It just mysteriously disappeared. Maybe it will reappear one day. Wouldn't that be cool?
Very cool.
How long did it take you to come up with the idea for the story?
Well, I've written 3 rhyme travel readers theater pieces so far, and each one has been a little bit different. Usually it takes me a couple of weeks to really think through an idea, and I say that it sort of cooks in my head like I'm baking a cake, and I don't write anything down during that time. I just think about it. And then when I actually start writing the script, it can take me as little as 2 weeks to write the whole first draft down, or in some cases it's actually taken me a couple of months to get it down, depending on what was going on in my life or at school. And so it varies, the length of time that you spend on a project like this. But I do enjoy every second of it, and I'm glad that I'm writing these rhyme travel plays for kids. I really enjoy it.
That was very cool, Mr. Brown. Thanks.
Which did you write first, the lyrics or the music?
That's easy. Since I write poetry, I wrote the lyrics first, and really it's a poem to me. That song was a poem first, and then the music came later. And the way I came up with the music is a little odd. I just kept saying the words out loud to myself. I'm going green, I'm going green. And the tune just kind of fell into place with that rhythm. I'm going green, I'm going green. I'll be the best ecologist that you have ever seen. It just kind of naturally happened from me saying it out loud. I didn't really plan the tune in my head. It just kind of came from the way the words were laid out.
How did you come up with the story characters?
All of the characters in the Great Rhyme Travel Machine series are fictional, but they are indeed inspired by real people that I've met in my life, and also my family and myself.
I like that.
How did you decide which famous people would come through the rhyme travel machine?
Anytime I write the story, the script tells me what problem Melinda and Marcus and Kelly are facing. And I have to think, who in history could help them with their problem? Who could bring something new to them that they haven't thought about before? And that's what tells me who to bring through the machine. And in this one, Saving Planet Earth, I had to think, who was a pioneer in telling people to stop using pesticides and to stop wasting our water and polluting our air and harming our animals. And John Denver and Rachel Carson were just natural choices for me. I knew a lot about John Denver because I bought most of his record albums when I was a kid, and I still have them, and I love John Denver's music. Rachel Carson I really didn't know that much about, but when I started doing research on ecology and our planet, her name kept coming up, and I thought, well, gee, I need to look into what this lady did. And when I finally looked at the books she had written, like Silent Spring, I thought, wow, she really did do some things to change the way people think. So that's why I chose John Denver and Rachel Carson.
Who would you like to see come to the rhyme travel machine for your own students?
That's a tough one. There's so many people that I think could help them in this world today. Of course, the very, very famous people come out of my head, like Dr. Martin Luther King, I would love for them to meet him as a child, and many other leaders that led our country. I believe that kids need to see leadership qualities, and those are the type of people that I would bring through. But I would also bring through entertainers and sports stars, because everybody has different dreams. We like different things. So I want to bring a variety of people for my students to see and meet, because they may love music or art or politics, and I want them to be able to meet a variety of people. So there's just so many, I just can't name them. I'd like to send a special thank you to Playbooks for inviting me to talk with you today about the Rhyme Travel series. I'd also like to send a thank you to Lillian in Canada, who is the great illustrator who does all the pictures for Rhyme Travel. I think she does just a wonderful job. And I want to thank you for reading the Rhyme Travel series. And if you're an aspiring writer, always take a little pen or paper with you wherever you go, a little notebook, because you never know when you're going to be inspired to write something down. I hope you have a great rest of the school year, and keep on reading. Bye.